Thanks. Welcome to our free monthly community healing for October 2024. My name is Joy Giovanni, Joyful Medium. For those of you that are new, we do have a master healer who's going to also heal alongside me today. Her name is Fallon. She's in your Hollywood Square, mine to the top left, but yours somewhere else, I'm sure. So we will be doing some healing and working in your energy tonight. I'm going to tell you what to expect, and then I'm going to give you a little talk, and then we're going to dive in. So we do these every month. Really, the healing itself is a blend of Reiki, which is a Japanese form of energy healing that takes the life force that's all around you and helps move it through your body and your energy field to help it heal and balance itself. Our bodies and our systems are intelligent, so they can do a lot. And then we also do some different types of psychic energy healing that I teach and that I have been trained up in. So we're doing that as a part of it, which includes things like chakra clearing and aura clearing and balancing of both of those, and sometimes healing on your timeline, sometimes working through different layers of your energetic system. So we'll do all of that, and you just get to relax. So that's the good news. So in just a minute here, we're gonna do our little talk, and then it'll kind of set you up for what we're working on, kind of the intention of our healing tonight, but also any other intentions you have will be naturally addressed as part of the healing. And then I will walk you into a guided meditation. We'll all kind of go into that state together. I do have it completely silent during the healings themselves. We've tried music and different things over our time together, and it just doesn't, for some people it's really distracting or it makes crazy noises. So we've decided quiet is better than crazy. So if you want your own ambient music, feel free to have that on for yourself. We love it when you stay muted, because even though we love puppies and crazy noises, it's crazy when we're working. What else do I want to tell you guys? During the healing itself, I'll guide you into that meditative space. I will let you know when we're going to be quiet and start healing. Like I said, it'll be quiet during the healing itself, and then I will guide you back out. Fallon will be in there healing with me, and like I said, all you have to do is relax and receive. There's nothing special you need to do while you're receiving healing. Some people fall asleep, that's okay. Some people feel sensations in their physical body. In the initial part, I'll be guiding you through a little bit of an experience, so just go with it. There's nothing bad that can happen, and there's no doing it wrong, so give yourself some grace and just let yourself have an experience. Even if you're watching on the replay, you can still receive the healing. And then I will guide you back out, and we'll do some grounding, and that'll be that. We usually stay in the healing itself for 20-ish minutes, but I'll look at the time when I'm done talking about what we're going to talk about, which leads me into the talking about. For those of you that are unaware, today, as we're recording this on October 17th, 2024, we are having this incredible supermoon, full moon in Aries. There are some things that the full moon always represents in energy work and healing: release, things coming to the light, really moving us to that next phase, truths being revealed, that kind of a thing. Letting go things that aren't serving us, clearing ourselves out. A lot of people like to clear their space or their energy during full moons. Some people feel restless and sleepless. Some people feel extra watery or emotional. But this full moon in particular, because it's a supermoon, it's the third one this year, it really, because it's in the sign of Aries, can also take on some of those Aries attributes, and just it's how we work with the energy. It just gives us a little bit more kind of an edge to heal on topics that are represented under that umbrella. So I want to tell you a little bit about Aries and what that means, but something else you need to know is that in the astrology and in the energy and with different types of psychic and energy workers that I know, we're in this period of time, several of them are calling it kind of like a corridor period, where we're just really in this period of growth, kind of moving into this next phase as a collective. So we're in this time where truth is almost like magnetically being pulled towards the light. So things are kind of coming out, either in big collective media or in our own communities or sometimes even in our own families. It's a natural part of this energy, but because we're in this full moon energy, like let's really work with it and get some extra healing while we're in this transition phase so that we can those of you that don't know me, I believe we cultivate our experiences. We choose what we focus on. Yeah, there's chaos and life deals us some hands here and there, but we still have choices of what we're cultivating. One of the other things that's been really in the energy right now is a focus on relationships. So that's part of the focus of this healing as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about Aries. Aries is a wonderful sign, just like all the rest. Aries, when it's in its strength, when it's in its best qualities, Aries feels autonomous, like it can make its own decisions. Aries is deeply intuitive. It's very independent. Aries is this energy of like this natural leader that it just comes easily, and I won't say without effort, but it's a natural position that we want to be in. It burns really bright, this Aries energy, but it also feels really secure and confident in a mature, that mature confidence, not that like immature egotistical confidence. So those are some of the positive attributes of Aries that we're wanting to harness and invite in. But when Aries is showing up in its challenge, it often looks like codependence or that kind of controlling, insecure type behavior. Sometimes it's passive aggressive, sometimes it's like aggressive. And with that challenged Aries energy, it also sometimes shows up as like immovable, not willing to compromise, which is also part of that insecurity. It can be a volatile energy and is usually vibrating in more of like a fear vibration than a love vibration. So as we're working, should any emotions come up or any, I'm going to invite you to just open your mind to be aware of some things, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. But should you notice any of this like challenged side of the spectrum of these qualities in your past or in your present or in your life anywhere, just know as you notice these things, even going forward, it's just a signal that something's off. So don't beat yourself up if you're like, oh yeah, actually I'm realizing in that relationship I have been being passive aggressive, for example. Don't beat yourself up. It's just a sign, like a flag for you of like, okay, something's happening here, let me assess. So as we work, we're going to be focusing on that energy of relationships because we are being asked to like tighten up our intentions, really intentionally cultivate how we're spending our time, what we're putting our energy towards, in this little world, in this plane of existence, we are on a limited amount of time, right? We're here for a limited amount of time. We have so many hours in a day. So it's really in this next phase forward for us, kind of as we exit this year and enter the energy of the new year, just starting to be aware and available for inspiration and clarity around what are you cultivating in the garden of your life? What are you spending your time on? What are you focusing on? What are you putting energy towards? And look at it from a relationships perspective. And I don't mean just like a romantic relationship. Yeah, those are a big part of our life, but we also have friendships and different familial relationships. We also have our relationship to ourself. And how are we prioritizing that? Are we cultivating trust with ourselves? Our relationship to the work that we do in the world. And maybe that's the same as your passion and maybe it's not, but evaluating kind of your relationship with both of those. And even being available to have inspiration or information or a deeper look at our relationship to things like food and money and sleep and rest and things like that versus productivity. Because as the truth bubbles to light, we're going to all be invited to kind of take a hard look at ourselves and how we're spending that limited resource of time, like the true limited resource. So as we work together tonight and in the upcoming days, just kind of observe your emotions, any intuition, any inspirations, any like memories that rise up from the past or even from the present that just kind of come to your mind. There's no need to take sudden action. That's one of the other things to know with this energy that we're currently in. just assessing, gathering information, right? Taking a deeper look. It doesn't mean we have to spring into action, because if we are working on healing something, sometimes taking too quick of an action can be a defense mechanism and like a self-sabotage. So just taking our time with things. No upheaval here, but allowing these things to reveal themselves to you, to help direct you towards what you're wanting to create, to live your best life going forward. It's about taking more responsibility for those things, and also taking responsibility to let go of what's not serving us. So that is one of the things we're going to be inviting to come to light. And you'll see through the healing as I kind of guide you in. One of the other things that I'm going to be just inviting you to become aware of is any familial or ancestral patterns, because that's where this can get a little sticky, and we can get stuck in a pattern of a relationship with like money or food, or the way we engage with a friend or ourselves, that's not the healthiest and is not maybe even what we would choose. It's just kind of marinated into us almost. So sometimes we don't even recognize it. So just being available to let that come to light. What else did I want to tell you guys? Okay. It's possible that if you haven't been being honest with yourself or like authentic in your dealings in the world at this time, you may feel a little extra emotional, not because of the healing, but because of the energy that we're in with this full moon just really shining this light of truth on us. So if you notice yourself feeling a little extra emotional, it just means there's some areas where you've probably been getting some red flags and potentially ignoring them. I know none of us do that, but maybe if you did. So don't be alarmed if you're just feeling like something is coming to light that you feel like maybe you should have known, or you should have, been addressing. It's okay. Now's the time to do it, right? So it's just a signal that there's another choice you can choose, and just to evaluate those choices. And some of it is about surrendering control, because remember, Aries is going to really highlight those areas in which we're trying to kind of control things, so to speak. Yeah, healthy Aries is confident. Challenged Aries wants to control. And I know none of us have a problem with wanting to control anything ever, but we could just let that go anyway. So that is really what I wanted to say, just to kind of set you up for what we're working on, and really just allowing the full moon to shine the light on your emotions, on what's working, on what's no longer serving you, and kind of on the strengths and the challenges of the relationships you're choosing, and the things you're choosing to focus on. So I am gonna kind of shift gears now, and in just a second here, we're gonna get started into our guided meditation, and then Fallon and I will heal on you. Hello, Fallon. Give a little wave again so they know who you are. You guys are welcome to keep videos on or off, and just keep yourselves as comfortable as possible. Just follow along as best you can. I know some of you are super advanced and have been in this work a long time. I know some of you are brand new. So a lot of the prompts are really easy. Don't judge yourself and feel like you're not doing it. It's pretty basic. So just let yourself have an experience, and maybe you can also release some self-judgment as part of this. So we're going to start shifting gears. So just get into a nice, comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. And start to just gently let your eyes rest closed. We can often try to shift so quickly and like slam our eyes closed, but just kind of gently let them rest closed. And start to become aware of that breath, that gentle inhale and exhale. Good. Nice. And gently start to say hello to that physical body. You can adjust or move at any time, but it's nice to start comfortably. So if there's any area that wants to be better positioned or better supported, just start to make those adjustments in your body now. Good. And just start bringing all of your attention, all of your awareness right into the center of your head, right behind your eyes. Just letting that outside world melt away just for now. Good. And And say hello to that auric field, really just your personal space bubble. And just with your intention, just allow it to be about an arm's distance on all sides of you. It's nothing special you need to do to make that happen, just your intention is enough. But just being a little more aware of that egg of your own personal space energy. And really what this is the emanation of you as a soul out of your body. Good. And as you breathe, I just want you to start moving your awareness down within your physical body. Just imagine moving into a space of stillness, moving into a place of calm and quiet, where we don't have racing thoughts and where our energy relaxes just a little bit more, but still fully conscious. Good. And just take a few breaths here. And as you breathe, not needing to change your breath or control it, letting yourself take big inhales whenever you feel like you want to, but just being aware of that breath right now for this first little bit of our work. And from that space deep in the stillness within yourself, I just want you to imagine gently moving your awareness into that heart space. And just imagine either that heart chakra, that green chakra in your chest, or even your physical heart. Just imagine breathing with your heart. I know that sounds a little strange, but just go with it. Just imagine feeling that breath emanating from your heart. Almost like you can feel the energy in your chest and outside of your body, in front and behind. And with each breath, just imagine inhaling into that heart space and exhaling into that heart space. Letting your breath be comfortable. No need to force it. And just let yourself become aware of that energy. Inhaling into that heart space and exhaling into that heart space. Good. And you might feel some warmth or some tingling, maybe in your chest or in front or behind. And almost like adding another instrument to a symphony, continue to let that heart space breathe. But now I want you to gently shift your awareness and imagine breathing with your energy in and out of the soles of your feet. So almost a sense that you can feel that inhale into the soles of your feet and that gentle, comfortable exhale. You might even start to feel energy around your feet, under your feet, even inside. And just imagine allowing that breath in and out of the soles of your feet. Good. And just take a few more breaths here, letting yourself feel that energy. Good. And now move your awareness slightly to the palms of your hands and maybe your fingertips if you can be aware of both. If not, just your palms is great. And you might even feel that energy behind your hands on the backs or emanating like balls are sitting on your palms. Just imagine that inhale and exhale, breathing in and out of your palms. And with each breath, just imagine the energy in your palms relaxing a little bit more, releasing what's not serving you, accepting all of the love available as you inhale. Good. A couple more breaths here. Good. And now I just want you to imagine that area just around your shoulders, but on the back, kind of the backs of your shoulders. And imagine letting breath fill in these areas on exhale. And see if you can just sense gentle energy right behind your back of your shoulders, your upper back. And imagine as you exhale, releasing anything that's not serving you. Good. And we're going to do one more. Just gently move your awareness right into the top of your head. For those of you that work in chakras, that's your crown chakra, right into that very top of the crown of your head. And imagine just feeling that inhale and exhale of energy right in that crown. Good. And maybe you can feel energy even extending a little bit higher out of the top of your head. These are just different energy centers. And as you exhale, you might imagine releasing what's no longer serving you, calling towards you light and love. Good. And now just to let your awareness drop right back into the center of your head, right behind your eyes. But from this space, see if you can feel the energy just around you. Maybe you still feel pulsating in your heart space or your hands or your feet. Maybe you can get a sense of what it feels like in your auric bubble, that personal space energy of you. Good. And as you get a mental image or imagine that bubble of you, just start to imagine everyone else who's in this group, either now or on the replay, just sitting in a beautiful circle all together. Still feeling your own energy around you, but being aware of this collective healing happening. Good. And then I want you to imagine that big, beautiful Aries, supermoon, full moon, bright above, low enough that you can see it really clearly and shining directly over our circle. So bright that you can almost feel individual moonbeams shining down on each person. And just imagine opening your heart a little bit wider to allow that light of truth in just a little bit deeper. Good. And then just start to become aware gently of that connection with your higher self, that highest version of you. We often imagine them somewhere above us, and it's a very, very subtle sensation. You might even feel like you're imagining it. But just let the energy of that moonlight start to illuminate this constant connection. We are never disconnected from our higher selves, and any healing that you receive tonight, any illumination, comes directly through your higher self. That's the way we offer the energy. And imagine that spotlight of the moon spreading even wider to the energy around our circle. And just start to imagine, intend, allow, invite all of your ancestors to start filtering in behind you. Not all the way into your bubble. They're giving a good, nice distance, but they're supporting in the background. You don't have to become aware of any one individual, but just start to gently know or sense or imagine their individual energy gathering, filling in the area all around our circle. And you might even sense the energy of others' ancestors. Again, a comfortable distance back behind, a good 8 to 10 feet, but just coming in to support this healing, to support the understanding of any familial or ancestral patterns, to let all of that truth come to light, to help to highlight the focuses and the relationships we are cultivating in our present life and those we want to cultivate going forward. Our relationship with ourselves and everything else in our lives. Good. And now imagine that moonlight feeling just a little brighter, just a little stronger. Again, almost that gentle, gentle sensation of truth being magnetized to light. Good. And then behind all of those ancestors and loved ones, those you knew in this life and those you didn't know, those that came before you, imagine all of the guides and inspirers also filtering in, almost creating like a giant sports dome of love and support, healing and compassion. We're moving into some big energies, and big growth is available, and so is big healing. Good. And just bask in this moon stream that you're imagining and sensing and feeling. And just be aware for any sensations or visualizations. Even if it feels tired in there for you, just let yourself sit in that energy. Knowing that anything that comes to your awareness is for your highest and greatest good. And if you get lost in thought, just imagine returning to the circle and again being under that streaming moonlight. And I'm going to become quiet, and Fallon and I are going to heal in your space. And in just about 20 minutes, I will guide you back in and we'll do just a little bit more. So just let yourself continue to breathe, gently sensing that energy around you, fully supported for this time of healing. And I'll bring you back in just a little bit. as you start to hear the sound of my voice, just again finding your space, safe inside your own bubble, that stream of moonlight shining down over you. And again, let yourself feel the love and support of all of the ancestors, loved ones, guides, inspirers. And feel deep, deep, deep inside of you, however small, even if it's a grain of sand, that knowledge that you really do have what you need to continue forward, that you really don't need outside approval, that you really know that you are truly intrinsically good. And if you're here, it means that you are a healer, whether you know it or not, certainly doing your own healing, and whether it's you healing for groups of people or holding space for those in your family, or even just shining your light all alone in a studio apartment. Just know that the healing you do within yourself and your own life sends out ripples into the collective and helps everyone to awaken to their own healing. And again, get a sense of that moonlight streaming over you. And imagine each stream breaking off into its own spotlight, pouring down over you directly through your higher self, being filtered into the exact proportions and versions that you need right now. And imagine feeling that energy washing over you, over the top of your head, washing down through your body, down behind your eyes. Good. Down through your hair or even your scalp, down through your neck, all the way down through your physical body, letting it illuminate you as it goes, filling all of your auric field, down over your shoulders, over your heart space, even in front of and behind your heart, stretching out so that you're filling with this light. Good. Down through your torso, over your hips, continuing down, just grounding into the earth all the way down through your feet and extending even 3 or 4 feet below you, with the intention that you are light, walking in light, available for light. Imagine those strongest and best, brightest qualities of Aries that already belong to you. That strength, that perseverance, that brightness, that love, leadership, that ability to know your truth. And invite in that energy, even more of being available to witness your own garden of your life and what you're cultivating, what you're growing. And knowing that you can make choices and changes as you see fit, as you go forward. Moving into this final energy of this year, releasing what's not serving you, and making choices that are in alignment with that vision that you hold for yourself as you go forward. That relationship that you're cultivating with not only the people that you choose to have in your life, but yourself, your intuition. And just be available in these next days and weeks to have the truth come to you, anything that's not serving you, highlight any patterns, healthy or unhealthy, places where you're making strong choices and places where you could be invited to make a new choice. And let these happen gently and with love and with the intention that you're moving towards your highest and greatest good always, living in the now with the full support of not only your highest soul self, but also all of your ancestors and loved ones, all those that have come before, all of the guidance and support of your guides and inspirers and angels. And with that remembrance that you're never truly alone. Good. And moving all the way back into the center of your head. And with each breath now becoming more and more aware of that physical body, more aware of the space where you're sitting or lying down, the temperature of the air around you, present time and space. Good. And when you feel ready, you can stretch or move your body. And when you feel completely ready, you can gently start to blink your eyes, coming all the way back into me. Wow, I think you're mostly coming back awake. I think it's nice to be gentle with yourself for the rest of your day if you can. If you have time in the next few days to journal some thoughts or to take a contemplative walk and not even really be thinking about things, but just letting rise to your awareness, emotions or situations or habits or hobbies or relationships that you want to cultivate or what you're maybe wanting to move away from, as we just more intentionally choose how we're using this energy that we have in this physical form. So I am so grateful for all of you, and of course for all of our guides and ancestors and loved ones and everyone that showed up, and for Miss Fallon for team healing with me tonight. So thank you to Miss Fallon, and thank you to each of you. Like I said, you guys are the leaders and healers of certainly yourselves, but so many more that you realize, and we can only do it by example. So I'm proud of all of you for showing up to get your healing and do your work, and I hope I see you next month. And if there's anyone you want to invite, just direct them to my website in the events section, and they can sign up and read what it's about and get the link themselves. What do I want to tell you? Those of you that are live, weekly readings coming out tomorrow. We have our next healing coming up. If you're not already listening to the podcast, Spirit Speakeasy, it's on my joyfulmedium.com, or it's on all the podcast platforms. So we'll be talking a lot about the energy for the rest of the year and what to expect to prepare for next year. But I think relationships is a good start. Oh, big hugs, lots of love, guys. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Big hearts. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.